This Lenten season, we are following Jesus to the cross. But more specifically, we are talking about atonement, which is the theological term for how we describe what Jesus Christ did on the cross. Throughout these Lenten devotionals, we will be breaking down different ways of thinking about atonement by looking at scripture and common imagery or symbols that are used when we talk about Jesus and the cross. Today's theory of atonement is ransom theory. In essence, it is the idea that Jesus' death on the cross paid the price for our release from captivity. Our personal sin and the sins of an unjust world kept us hostage. The crucifixion paid our bail and broke us free. We remember that we are no longer held by the nails of sin, and that it is our responsibility to help remove the nails of the world. In Luke chapter 4, Jesus says that the Lord has sent me to preach good news to the poor, to proclaim release to the prisoners, and recovery of sight to the blind, to liberate the oppressed. Nails are the most common items needed for any building project. They are used to hold things together and keep materials in place. They are the foundation for homes, schools, churches, and other institutions. Nails were also the brutal method used to keep Jesus in place on the cross. These nails are symbols of the sin that hold us hostage. They represent the greed, hatred, and fear that keep us captive. These nails hold up the institutions that perpetuate evil and create barriers that keep us from living in a fair and just world. We cannot break free on our own. It took divine intervention to release us from these bonds. Because of our freedom, we are empowered by God to follow in the footsteps of Jesus by acting out the commands of this verse. In the season of Lent, we recognize this freedom by acknowledging its responsibility. We are called to assist in freeing others from the bonds of oppression and pain and not take our liberation for granted by falling back into sin.